Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of STARCASTERS, where today we'll be discussing a topic, and this one is one that I am super excited to talk about because it's funny, and one of my favorite things about Star Wars is the enormous array of expanded universe materials. Everything we're going to be talking about is obviously 90% expanded universe or legends material. We'll get into a little bit of canon stuff, I'm sure. We'll be talking about our favorite obscure character, our favorite Glup Shitto character. We've each picked our own Glup Shitto from each of the original 6 movies, and we're going to talk about them. We don't know what the other has picked, so we've picked our own, and we're going to share it and reveal it, and then we're going to talk about that a little bit, and then we'll move on to the next one. After that, we'll see who crossed over. We'll learn a little bit more about these characters, and then at the end, I have a few honorable mentions, and I know Gabe and Jular do as well, but we've picked one per movie, so that's 3 total. Before we get into that, though, there's a little bit of news that we were talking about before we went live, which is that in the new Starfighter movie, it's been revealed that Ryan Gosling's character's name is Cade. Now, this is for people who know the expanded universe material at all. This is amusing because there was a series of comic books about Luke's great, I don't know how many greats, but several descendants down grandson named Cade Skywalker, who used the lightsaber and shot a blaster and smoked a bunch of spice and death sticks and stuff. He was like rebellious anti-Jedi, but not like dark side Sith. So that's interesting. Guys, did you have any thoughts on the Cade Gosling situation?
It's just a case of them using a name, pretty sure.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, I think it's probably a reference for fans, but the reference means nothing other than we read Wikipedia, and that's like as far as it. I think it's as far as it goes.
I think it's an accidental reference where they just named him Cade, and then someone was like, "Oh, there's this character," and they'll go, "Oh yeah, we'll just say it was like a little reference."
And he looks like Ryan Gosling.
Yes, Cade Skywalker himself does have that like kind of rebellious look that the character's going for. Yeah.
Well, because like a year or two ago, when Ryan Gosling was announced, everybody said, "Look, it's Cade Skywalker," like as a joke. So the fact that now they've revealed
where the name came from, honestly, they saw those jokes and they were like, "Cade sounds like a good name. Let's go."
Cade's a great name. We were trying to figure out what to name this character. We're gonna go with Cade.
Yep.
Luke's hidden brother. There were 3 twins.
I was throwing out some last names in the chat, just I'm trying to think of like synonyms of Skywalker. So you got like Heaven Stroller or something like that.
Star Killer.
Yeah,
that's the OG. Star Killer Base. Star Killer.
OG, yeah. Actually, yeah, with Star Killer Base, we know they like to bring that one back. So why not make this the official?
Get another one going.
Yeah.
Cade.
May as well.
Cade Nebula Traveler.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's it. I mean, I think. Did you say Groundwalker earlier, Gabe? Groundwalker.
Groundwalker was good.
That was it. Yeah, that's the news. We have nothing to say about it. The movie's probably going to.
There's no news, basically. Yeah.
Ray's going to be in the movie. It's probably going to suck. All right, let's start talking about our Glup Shittos. I think what we'll do is we'll go
1 through 6.
Yeah, no. I think what we'll do is we'll do Jular, Gabriel, me, and we'll do 1 through 6, like you said. So we'll start with 1. Jular, you can reveal yours, talk about him, then Gabe, and then I'll go last. And
so we're doing like episode. Well, I'll do my episode 1, and then Gabe does his, and then.
Yeah, I think that's the best.
Okay, cool.
All right, Jular.
So next episode,
let's hear it.
Deepa or Depa Balabi, who was the Indian female Jedi.
I know that one.
Qui-Gon cremation. She was on.
Yeah.
She is on.
She's Mace Windu's
second.
Mace
Windu's apprentice.
Yeah, she's in Shatterpoint.
She's in Shatterpoint.
She's the villain in Shatterpoint.
She is
the dark side, and Windu has to fight her, and he essentially kills her. He doesn't kill her, but he knocks her unconscious, and then he brings her back to Coruscant. She goes into Bacta. She never regains consciousness and dies. So I think by the law, technically he killed her, but she was dark side at the time, so it's fine. She was also in the Obi-Wan Xbox game, which I'm pretty sure you played, didn't you, for your channel, Evan?
I did, and she is, yeah.
Yeah, she was in that. Yeah, she was a bonus lightsaber battle, and apparently in the Battle Royale mode as well. I found this interesting because it's the way Star Wars describes like their different species. So she's a Shalactan, and we've talked a bit about before how it's a common thing in Star Wars to be like, oh, you're a different, you look like you're a different human race. You're also now a completely different species. So there, she's described as a near-human species, and I'm like, what do they mean by that? Because all the Shalactans are Indians, basically. That's how they've been separated by Star Wars. It's, just, it's an unfortunate.
George
scenario
continuously
of how they're
struggles to
named.
beat the allegations.
Yeah, I think in canon she is Kanan's master.
Oh, really?
In canon,
I didn't know that.
And she's very different in canon.
She is
She's
in
like
the
a very
Clone
different
Wars.
character.
Yeah, she's in the Clone Wars series. Like she's big in Legends and she's big in canon as well. It's a rare
Yeah.
situation where she's been used in both. She was in the
Yeah,
Jedi
very
Council
differently, yeah.
series of comics, which I briefly looked at when I was researching it, and they actually look pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
They're called Jedi Council Art of War, I think.
Act of War, I think. Yeah, I've
Acts
not
of War,
read the
yeah.
series, but I love the cover of the first issue because you get to see the prequel Jedi Council lightsabers before Attack of the Clones. So like Yoda had yellow, Plo Koon had yellow as well, but they had like an orange like color, and like Adi Gallia has red. Like and Mace Windu had blue. It was interesting seeing one piece
OG
of art for all of those characters.
That's how it was in the OG Jedi Power battles too. Is Mace had blue and
I think
Adigali
that's
had red.
Also, was it I think it's a tie-in comic for Attack of the Clones, right? Was that a part of that like media campaign?
I think it
would
was
assume
before a lot of the Attack of the Clones stuff. Because if they were
Okay.
doing it when they were doing all the Attack of the Clones like marketing and stuff, George probably would have said change the lightsabers.
Oh yeah, change the
because
lightsabers. That's a good point.
Attack of the Clones was when all the lightsabers got changed.
Yeah.
That's
she's also in Cloak of Deception, but I think she's only mentioned briefly. But that's also a James Luceno book.
Yeah, that's my.
I've heard good things.
I've said many times that Cloak of Deception is my favorite EU novel, actually. And Shatterpoint's one of my favorites as well. It's funny that both of those get
I was
brought up.
surprised because I'm really enjoying Plagiaris. Like, and now I'm like, I want to read more Luceno books. And I was surprised like how
Yeah,
many
you have
he's
to,
done
man,
that
yeah.
I've heard of. Like,
Yeah.
And you know where
like, a
he-
lot of the best ones I've heard of before.
Cloak
are
of
by
Deception
him,
is
so I was
mad
surprised.
good.
We can thank him for a lot as well because like obviously he came on with NJO. Like, they got him for NJO, and one of the things they were discussing, I might have mentioned this before, but they were discussing like scrapping all of the pre-NJO books, all of them. And Luceno was the one that fought against that and said we should maintain one canon. We should keep all of the books. And he's the reason why the EU really went on and stayed so interconnected because he was the one that really pushed back against removing books from canon. So
Luceno
he's just
held
great.
the expanded universe on his shoulders for like most of it, and he also contributed like most of the best books. Stover contributed some good. If I'm not mistaken, Shatterpoint is Stover, right?
Stover,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shatterpoint,
he also contributed some of the best. And Shatterpoint, I've been a notorious Shatterpoint supporter. I love that book. I think it's really good.
Yeah, pretty much every Stover book is like a complete banger. Like every single one. Like he is so good. And I think it's a shame he only wrote so few. But I guess we got to think he only wrote the books he really, really wanted to write, which I think is maybe why his books are so special.
Yeah, he wasn't trying to force them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so great pick, Jular, because Shatterpoint's great, and that's a really interesting character. Did you have more to say about her while we're talking about her?
No, that's pretty much it. I just thought it's that thing, right, where I love that she basically has 10 seconds of screen time. She's technically in the second film, but it's actually reused footage from the first film that they reused for similar scenes. I think like on Naboo scenes, 'cause that's where they were. Like it was like footage that they shot that they didn't show for Phantom Menace. They were like, we can use that again. So she's like in the background again in one of those, which
That's
doesn't make
funny.
sense, I guess, where like she shouldn't be there, but they're hoping no one notices. But yeah, a part of these Glup Shittos is that it's a common thing in Star Wars that I like that a character's on screen for 10 seconds and then they're like, you know what, they're going to be the main antagonist in a book or the main protagonist in a book. They'll have loads of legends around them. Like that's my character that I'm going to make loads of stories about.
And in some cases, the opposite is true, like with the special edition of A New Hope, where the Outrider is added in because of Shadows of the Empire. For Dash
Or
Rendar.
like Mara Jade being at Jabba's palace and stuff like that.
So perfect.
That's gonna be that was in the radio drama, but George turned it down in the final film. He said no.
Yeah, it should have been. It really should have been. He didn't like Mara Jade.
It's because he saw this story is actually interesting because he didn't know anything about her and didn't have anything against her. and they did like a photo shoot with the woman who was like the first model for Mara.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really lazy photo shoot. Like, it doesn't look very good. There's way better pictures of her out there. I've seen a picture of her at Comic-Con where she looks better as Mara. And he saw that photo shoot and he was like, "What is this? What is this character? This looks so cheap and terrible." And that was why he disliked it, because the really bad photo shoot just didn't look right at all.
It's
a shame, but
it's not fair, but that's very Lucas. I mean, he liked Dark Empire because visually he liked it, and then he didn't like he's very visual.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I guess Gabriel, we can move on. Who is your Phantom Menace Glup Shitto?
Yeah, so my pick is a very popular character, but is on screen for about a second or half a second, and it's Quinlan Voss.
Oh, that's a great pick.
He's sat in the background for about 1 second, and John Ostrander and Jan Dursborough, I don't really know how to say her name. They were working on Republic, and they were making like the main character for Republic, and Jan wanted them to be connected to the Phantom Menace in some way, and Lucasfilm allowed them to use a background character. So Jan just was watching the film, and she just saw this guy and thought, "I want him. He looks cool." And they just found this random guy they thought they looked cool in the film and made into the lead character of Republic. And obviously he was very popular because he did end up in the Clone Wars, and I hate how he's characterized in the Clone Wars, but he's a very popular character. And I do love him in Republic, so I thought it was a really obvious choice for me.
Yeah, Quinlan Voss is a great pick.
He was the one I was thinking of when I was thinking of the near-human species, where like everyone who looks like this are now a completely different species. That is Quinlan Voss.
Yeah,
they all look like him.
That's
really,
funny. Quinlan Voss. Okay, all right. Before I read mine, we'll get to a couple of those comments. Easy Pleaser says best background character was the Wolfman from Cantina before he got edited out. What do you guys think about that?
That's a good one.
Yeah, I do like him.
I mean, him and the Devil as well. The Devil's still in, I think.
The Devil's still, he was in special.
Yeah, he's literally just the Devil.
Scott Stinker said the Wolfman came back in The Force Awakens, but nobody cares about that movie. And then Bruno Tuner says we need a Glup Shitto X Salacious Crumb collab. True. SoundCloud rap would go hard. Okay, so
I'm sure all those AI Star Wars creators are out there brewing it up right now.
they're making it happen. Just
Yeah.
all right. So the one I picked is named Nyai Fiso, and he was the four-armed little creature that was selling food at the pod race in the Phantom Menace.
Okay.
And he has a shocking amount of lore. He's a
Does it
trickster.
say what he's selling?
I don't think it does. It just says that he was selling.
Oh, man.
But he was in the smuggling business. He was also a factory worker producing counterfeit Gasgano pod racing merchandise, and he was from Veterned. There is actually a shocking amount of lore here. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, he went to
Is it a
jail.
case where
Yeah,
all his lore probably comes from, I think it's called Database, which was originally StarWars.com.
I think
and
it
that
is.
is where like one guy just had to write like all the lore for every
'cause
character in every
That's what
film.
this is.
There's I won't say who yet, obviously, but my pick for Attack of the Clones has like he is in nothing. Yet the article on Wikipedia is like longer than anyone else I've picked. They obviously just wrote loads of bullshit about him.
That was a good creative day for the web dev who was working on it.
StarWars.com was great back
Guy
when it
called
was popping off.
Pablo Hidalgo, apparently.
Hidalgo,
was the guy.
Yeah, the keeper of the
Most of it,
holocron.
Yeah.
No. That's not him. That's Chen. Okay, Pablo Hidalgo was responsible for a lot of that stuff back in the day.
That's a sick job to have as well. Like, what's your job? It's like, I just watch the film, I pick up one new character every day, and I just write a massive page about him.
Also, I was wrong. It does say that he was selling refreshments such as Gorgs at the Mos Espa Grand Arena.
Okay.
So we do know at least he was selling Gorgs. He was he was a smuggler. He worked with a character named Javan. He fought between these corporate sector authorities. He was thrown in jail at one point. Dude, great character.
I want Gorgs to come back. But whenever people describe eating in a Star Wars book now, I want it to always be Gorgs.
It's always got to
Like
be
in,
Gorgs.
Yeah, I think it was in Deceived where he constantly like wanted to say like, "Oh, they were looking for the glass," but it's not glass in Star Wars. It's always like transparent steel. So it's just every time was like this massive word like taking up the entire line. And it was like every
when you
other
read a
li-
Star Wars
every other
book,
page.
that is everywhere, isn't
Durasteel,
Yeah.
Transparasteel,
Durasteel, transparent.
calf.
Yeah.
Because they don't have coffee, they
Calf,
drink
yeah,
calf.
calf.
Yeah.
But they do have hot chocolate.
No, that one's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luke
someone
likes hot
they
chocolate.
go for it. They've got a Control F food and replace with Gorg for everything.
I think the Gorgs are those frog things, and I think the one that
yeah.
Jar Jar like grabs is a Gorg.
And flings away, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's my pick is the little 4-armed creature selling shit at the Mos Espa Arena pod race. All right, let's move on to
Yeah, Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones. Jewel Art, tell us about your pick.
Okay, so this one I picked mostly for the funny name, and he's called Okie Dokes. And he was a Swokes, which is like a big, massive white alien. He was on the screen for half a second doing the chase scene with Anakin pursuing the assassin Jango Fett hired. Literally just in the background.
Let's
It's,
go.
Why
There
has
was,
he
like,
got a name?
I don't know. There's another. It's got loads of legend stuff written about him.
What kind of
like
species did you say he was?
A Swokes.
Are there any other
Swoke
Swokes that we know of, or is he the only one?
They have a massive page about them. They look like white. I don't even know how to describe them. If anyone wants to search what they look like, then you'll know. I feel like they might have come back in the sequel trilogy. They kind of have that look to them, but they're super ugly. They are disgustingly ugly. And I'm pretty sure Okie Dokes must be the namesake of the Swokes with how similar the names are.
Bro, this is my one of my honorable mentions. I almost picked this thing from the Phantom Menace as my pick. This is the thing Jar Jar stole from.
Oh, nice. Okay, so Okie Dokes probably isn't the namesake for the Swokes then. It's a returning species.
Yeah, that we'll get to it. But one of my honorable mentions is a Swokes. It's I forget what's it, Gragar, something like that.
Jewel, I just read Okie Dokes was an artist on Coruscant during the latter days of the Republic.
Yeah, like she's like a prominent figure. She's unfortunately female, but she's like the ugliest female ever. I guess that's the Swokes problem. Yeah.
I've got a quote from Pablo Hidalgo about him. But I have become oddly enamored with that Swokes. Sometimes certain characters are just fun to draw.
Fair enough.
That's
like,
great.
Her entire lore is again from the database. And it was like she was like a privileged member of like the aristocracy of the Smoke Society, and then she fell into destitution, and like they get like loads of implants into her body and start like making art and stuff. It's just like and there's like literally it says appearances, Attack of the Clones, and that's it. Like it's just all the lore. It's loads of lore written for this one web article. He just really loved the Smokes, I guess.
I need Disney to do some kind of Tales of comic series where each issue is just one of these characters to give them 2 appearances instead of just the 1 movie appearance.
I wish we could throw up more images on the stream, but if you click that and you scroll down to like the actual appearance in the film, it's like you can't even see her. It's blurred. It's blurred because it's like such a quick pan shot as Anakin's running down the street. I don't know how you managed to see this like little blur in the background and be like, there you go. I'm gonna go.
I bet you
about that.
I bet you anything that was just a reused like rubber suit prop from Phantom Menace.
Probably
Because it was That's a great pick, man. Okie doke, the Swokes.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound real.
No. That is when I understand when people make fun of like Glup Shitto and how every character has to have a name and it's all stupid. I'm like, yeah, Okie Dokes the Swokes makes sense. It's like, fair enough.
Yeah, but I mean, Star Wars wouldn't be as charming as it is if we didn't have stupid 1 second of screen time background characters.
Mm-hmm.
Quintessential Glup Shitto,
of the books as well. When they're just like random, like, oh, there's plant alien, and we'll never mention them again.
Oh yeah, the plant alien. That's great.
Yeah.
Big galaxy out there. All right, Gabe, who is your Glup Shitto choice of Attack of the Clones?
My pick is called Alan Selsabagno.
I know, that was one of my honorable mentions.
Who is the Death Sticks guy. This is who I was talking about, where I thought, yeah, there's not going to be much about him.
Oh, there is.
There is so much. And, as I said, he barely appears in anything, but for some reason his story is enormous.
He's in the
He was
Bounty
a
Hunter
medical
game.
student. Yeah, he was a medical student, and he stole supplies and equipment, and he sold it to a spice lord, and he eventually became a dealer. Obviously, his best-selling item was death sticks, which he became addicted to.
Until he rethought his
then
life.
He met Obi-Wan. Yeah, and it said though that he briefly attempted to move on to better things, and I thought, what does that mean? He didn't, but it refused to elaborate on the Wikipedia page if he did or didn't go back to crime or not.
Cliffhanger.
But one thing I found interesting is he appeared in a web strip published in 2005, which is set just after Revenge of the Sith, where he warned some Jedi that survived. He warned them against death sticks, and then he remarked that he needed to rethink his life. which implies that the Jedi mind trick that happened to him is still in effect years later.
Yeah.
What I like to think is that the mind trick isn't in effect, but the mind trick caused him to rethink his life enough
really
to
rethink
where
his life, yeah.
the mind trick doesn't need to be there because he appropriately rethought his life. Yeah, you chase him in the Bounty Hunter game. It's great.
Oh.
For death
When you were
sticks,
describing
actually.
his backstory, then I was wondering, does Hidalgo pull from people he knows in real life, or is what's he using as his inspiration for a lot of these characters?
No
Just
idea.
absolute bullshit.
I think he just came into work, sat down, made it up on the fly.
He just thinks it'd be funny if he was a medical student or something. What if he took his supplies and then he just spirals as it goes on.
Guess you start with he's a drug dealer. How did we get here?
Yeah.
Don't do death sticks, kids.
No.
Great pick. I was gonna honorable mention him, but since you already covered him, we won't. We can move on to my Attack of the Clones pick, which is Oppo Rancisis.
Oh yes.
Oppo Rancisis was
I know that one. Yeah.
Yeah, Jedi Master on the Council, shown only in Attack of the Clones. It's like Yaril Poof from Phantom Menace. He's only on the Council in Attack of the Clones, and he has
This guy.
an enormous beard and a tentacle body. And he was a Jedi Master on the High Council, and he's got quite a hefty history here. He's in the Republic comics for quite a while, and part of big story arcs in that. Yeah. He is a Thespesian male from the planet Thespias, the son of the female blood monarch who ruled over Thespias. My gosh, he was... There's so much, I don't even know where to pick.
He's pretty big in canon as well.
Yeah,
he's in the High Republic.
Yeah.
I wonder how he walks. Because his body is a single... he has to...
There's a scene in the Clone Wars TV show.
Not a
and he
movie
slithers
one,
around. Yeah,
but
he's like a snake again.
as a King Glup Shitto.
He's a
Absolutely.
viper Jedi Purge.
We just got a $5 donation from Callus Nelson. Thank you for the $5 shout out, brother. He says, not a movie one, but Trask Ulgo as a King Glup Shitto, absolute lad. I don't think Trask is a Glup Shitto. He's Old Republic. Anyone who plays it knows who he is, right? Trask wouldn't be Glup Shitto.
Probably. But he's
maybe
still,
because
too many
he's been on
lines.
screen for a long time though, is he?
But he's got a lot of lines though.
Yeah. It depends on how you play the game. I think if you really pay attention when you're playing that beginning bit, he'll stick in your head. But if you play it more casually, you might sort of forget.
I think you can skip it.
I don't think so.
No. You can mod it to be skipped. But even if you,
that's what I'm thinking of.
The guy who kills him brings him up later in the game though, and you take revenge for him. So I think he's too prominent in the game to be Glup Shitto.
Yeah, the super edgy shaved head Sith guy.
Yeah. He's I killed your friend on the ship, and you're I will take vengeance for Trask. No, I don't think that's Glup Shitto. I think Trask is just a cool character from the Old Republic, from the original KOTOR.
I think we would consider him for this video though, because some of our characters have a few dialogue lines.
That's true, but Trask has a lot.
Destic guy was a main antagonist of that entire scene. 20-second scene, he was the antagonist.
Callus said he was an NPC that got retconned into being a big Alderaan noble because people liked him so much. I didn't know that part.
I wonder, maybe it sort of applies with the idea of, his story being so small, but in other stuff they've, made it really massive.
I can see it. I won't say he's not, but I do think that I probably wouldn't have picked
He's
him
too
out.
prominent for me.
Too prominent.
You know?
You can't.
Yeah.
The thing is, you can't play KOTOR without interacting and learning who he is. Whereas all of the characters we picked, you can basically watch Star Wars. Like my girlfriend's seen Star Wars before, and she would have no clue who any of these characters are. So you can interact with them without grabbing these Glup
I guess
Shittos.
it comes up to the argument as well, like Gabe was talking off stream, like where's like Wedge Antilles in this? Because Wedge Antilles, to every Star Wars fan, obviously not a Glup Shitto, but if you've only watched the films, probably is. Because if you said like, do you recognize this guy and showed a picture, you'd be like, no.
Yeah.
That's
I didn't
true.
know who he was for some time, you know, like when I was getting into Star Wars, but he's like he's really important to me now.
He's crucial for a lot of the books. I don't know.
But no, I see your argument, because Trask is obviously the tutorial guy. You see him quite a lot. But I would say,
I think he's important.
On my first playthrough, I probably forgot about him. Like by the time you get to the game proper, because you just think he's just a tutorial. Like the guy who's telling you press WASD to move around. I'm not like, this is a canon character. Like I gotta remember this guy.
It's weird how that one game does that one time and never again. It just blatantly
that's
breaks
such
the
an
fourth
odd
wall
choice.
right there at the start.
Yeah.
I just like to imagine Trask as some sort of extra dimensional being that understands that he's in a video game.
Yeah.
He's just one of the developers,
That's
self-insert.
the Legends lore for him. You know, that's he's got a whole comic strip for
That's
that.
my law for him.
Yeah.
That's facts.
He's an embodiment of the Force.
An Alderaan
He was
noble.
actually mentioned in the MMO. It's not a surprise. I'm sure the MMO at this point is probably mentioned every single character.
Everyone from KOTOR, will not stop
Yeah.
redirecting the story of KOTOR 2 into into that game.
Well, so he is a Glup Shitto, because the old Republic of Glup Shittoed him. And now, you know, like, they always pick out one small character and bring him back.
Yeah.
You're probably right. I think he qualifies, but I think if there was a threshold, he would be like right on the line of not cutting it, you know. But I don't know. We can move on. Was that? Oh, I have to. We did all three of our Attack of the Clones characters, huh?
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
you
yeah, I think
brought
so.
up Oppo Rancisis, right?
Rancesis,
Yes.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yes.
All of his lore is just that, like, he's all these things happen, and or if you read it, it's always like Rancisis was present. Rancisis was present. Rancisis was
Yeah,
present. He
for,
doesn't do anything. He's just always there.
There's a big arc in Republic that I remember. He isn't one of the like important characters, but he is. There's a lot of Jedi, and he is one of them basically. So he's there. He's doing stuff, but he's not like, you know.
He's
not
just
his
that
story.
middle management who like doesn't do anything at the job, but he's just always there.
Yeah.
That's his position.
He's not the main character.
No, he's never the main character. Unfortunately for him.
Although I would like to read. There's a canon book I'm interested in, that I think he is in, which is The Living Force, because the idea
heard of
really
that
is
one.
that the whole Jedi Council all are the lead. You know, it's like it's about the Jedi Council on, like, you know. I think what's the author of that described it in a really interesting way, where he said like the idea of the novel is that Qui-Gon basically says to the Jedi Council, like, you guys don't do enough, and the idea is, okay, well, they're gonna go off and do something together and get out of. It's basically like get out of the house, you know, get out and do something.
Yeah.
Which I think is quite fun.
That is fun. What do you guys think it would have been like if Oppo Rancisis had been at the Geonosian Arena in Attack of the Clones? Just
A massive CGI budget, and that's why he wasn't.
slugging.
Yeah.
Well, Jabba was in Phantom Menace as a CGI.
True, but I think
wasn't fighting.
George wants Jabba there. If someone was like, "Hey, we're gonna CGI the Snake Man," he's like, "No, we're not gonna."
Yeah.
We're
If
already
only-
over budget.
If somebody could have told Dave Filoni it's a terrible idea to make a slug gladiator and it's all CGI, let's not do that.
Yeah.
All right, so we can move on to Revenge of the Sith, Glup Shittos. It's going to be a shorter episode today, but we can only talk about obscure characters for so long. Let's move on to Revenge of the Sith, Jular. Who is your Revenge of the Sith choice?
This one picked again for the name. This is Pooja Naberi, and she was a child at Padme's funeral. And the only interesting thing about her was that she was also in some of the Naboo scenes with Padme's family, but she was cut from Attack of the Clones.
Oh, wait, I think I know who this is.
She was like played by a 4-year-old girl, and has
Pooja
no law of
Naberi.
note. I mean, because she's a 4-year-old, so like, what law can a 4-year-old have? You know, other than like she's related to these people. It's not like she's had a grand story.
Well, yeah, the Legends
she's the
page has
niece
more than I would
of Padme.
expect.
Yeah, it's just basically like she is the niece of Padme.
Oh, she was
apparently-
in Galaxies.
Yeah,
She
Like,
was
grown
a
up.
senator or something.
yeah.
That is
dressed
more than I
like Padme.
expected. Yeah. Yeah,
She's just dressed like Padme in that.
pretty much.
Okay, where was she in Revenge of the Sith? In a deleted scene or something?
In Attack of the
She's
Clones,
at,
in Revenge of the Sith, she's at Padme's funeral, and then in Attack of the
Oh.
Clones, she was in like,
Deleted
with
scene.
Padme's
The deleted
family at
scene
some
with her
point.
family,
Deleted
yeah.
scene. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. And then she was in I See Galaxies. That's probably where a lot of this
Yeah,
lore
yeah.
comes from. Yeah,
Mhm.
any character that made it into Galaxies got a bunch of lore along with it.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a good pick. I can't believe how they just. We've been talking about it all episode, but just the random character from the
Yeah.
deleted scene of Attack of the Clones that was at Padme's funeral.
There
I
was
can't.
one developer working on Galaxies being like, that little girl is gonna be my Padme character. Throw her up.
But I
Just
think
get
that
her
there's
in."
something special, about doing stuff like this. It happens in expanded universes that like are really good, where it feels like when these things crop up and you know what they're talking about, it feels like you're being seen.
It's nice that it feels connected.
It
And
feels
makes
like
sense. If you're gonna have like an aristocrat character on Naboo, why not have them be related or be one of the ones from the movies? It just makes
I think
sense
that
to have that connection.
There's often with like an expanded universe this thing of we want to do this character. Sometimes it's better to take a character that already exists than make a new one. If that already applies to someone else or could apply to someone else, it makes it all seem more connected than it really is.
Yeah.
Well
He
put.
replaced Jar Jar Binks on the Imperial Senate when the aliens were kicked off of the Senate.
It's really
That was how
funny.
she got promoted. Yeah.
Jar Jar was like, "But Isa gave you power." Palpatine said,
Yeah.
"Sorry, man. Go back to Naboo.
Yeah.
Get out of here."
Mm-hmm.
What isn't there lore for Jar Jar that he like became like a homeless vagabond and like died like from hunger or something like that?
I think he's not in
That's
the
what he
EU,
makes. That's what they
barely-
want you to think. But he's obviously still gonna come back as the main villain in as Darth Jar Jar at some point.
Yeah.
Finding his time.
That's gonna be he was Snoke and he was actually the one who revived Palpatine. And Episode 10 is gonna start the Darth Jar Jar arc.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
after,
like,
It was
the,
Misa all along.
When they edited Mysterio, so he's in the background of like all the Iron Man stuff, like he was always the guy in the background. They're gonna do that. It was all Jar Jar behind it all.
yeah, there's not too much on him in the EU because I think if I had to guess, the prequel hate was still a thing really until
Yeah.
until the EU died, and they probably didn't want to use him too much because they were worried about people reacting negatively.
Dang. Well, he's in all 3 prequels. Because he was also at Padme's funeral.
And he's I think he still comes back in Lego Star Wars films sometimes, so he's got that going for him.
Yeah, he was in that. He was Darth Jar Jar in that Repair the Galaxy
In one
or
of them,
Rebuild the
yeah.
Galaxy. Yeah, and then like he fights
That's my
Revan or
canon.
something. That's your canon. Yeah, that's the one. Well,
Yeah.
I think Jason Solo is in that, so I'll accept it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure Jason Solo is in that Rebuild the Galaxy as Darth Kaitis. So it's like, all right, I'll take it. Better than the sequels.
That's the real legends right there. Legends still going, as far as I'm concerned.
Facts.
Lego carry the torch.
Lego carry the torch.
Yeah.
That should be their slogan. They should pay for that.
Yeah. All right, Gabe, what's your Revenge of the Sith one?
Yeah, my one is one that we all know, but I did really struggle with Revenge of the Sith. But I get it's another one that the average fan won't notice. It's Papanoida, which is George Lucas.
Oh,
George
yeah.
Lucas's cameo. And
Yeah.
there's not
Baron
there's not really
Papanoida.
much.
Put respect
Yeah,
on
there's
his
not
name.
much lore.
Respect on the name.
He's in an episode of the Clone Wars. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's
Good.
also the best way to do a cameo where you're in
Yeah.
the background, you don't get too close-up shots, you don't have a line.
Yeah, and he's covered in prosthetics as
and
well.
you can't recognize him because he is covered
You
in
can't tell it's
prosthetics.
him.
No.
Well, yeah, I
literally.
like that.
Take
He's not,
notes,
like, it doesn't
Filoni.
even look like him because he's not wearing his
Yeah,
glasses. And they've
isn't
like
his daughter next to him as well?
they've
I
colored
think
his
it's his
beard as
son.
well, so it doesn't even look like his normal beard. Like they've given him like a little line instead, and they blued his natural beard.
That's really
Yeah,
funny.
and it's also both his daughters are there. They're both.
Oh,
Papanoids
his son
as
is the Jedi that gets shot in Order 66.
Yeah.
Right?
well.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
That would have been a good pick, but
Yeah.
that's not who I went with.
His daughter actually becomes a senator, I think. She Ekwe Papanoida. I think she also
think
goes
she
on to
has
become a
more in the
senator
story,
in the
yeah.
Imperial. Yeah, in the Imperial Senate, she has a bit more of a law to her.
Yeah.
I was looking at her as well, but I thought Pooja had a funnier name.
Future.
Pooja Naberry.
That's a good Star Wars funny name.
Good reason to pick it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so
Nothing's getting
Okay.
beaten Okie dokie or whatever. Okie dokes.
Okie dokes to smoke
I don't think we're gonna beat that one. That's pretty
No.
crazy. I for my Revenge of the Sith character, I went with Sly Moore, who you may remember as being like the bald chick beside Palpatine during the Darth Plagueis the Wise speech.
Yes, I considered her. I considered her.
When
yeah.
he says "Leave us," she stands up and
Leave
walks
us.
away. I owned an action figure of her as a kid because I had a bunch of Star Wars action figures.
That's
and
what they need to do more of. Was that all the like background characters had action figures? They need to do that again.
yeah, that would be
It's because
fire.
you could, like
Yeah.
recreate scenes.
You know
and
that
stuff.
Hasbro black line? That's what I want to see. It's like, oh, I want Pooja Naberry as my Hasbro
It
black
goes from
doll.
New Jedi Order Jason and Jaina to
Yeah. Reprint Sly Moore.
Okie dokes to smokes action figure. Keep going.
Her character is crazy though. This is Legends, not canon, but she was a female Baron Force adept and an acolyte of the dark side that served Palpatine. And according to this, Moore disappeared shortly into the Empire's reign and was rumored to have died in seclusion in the Ghost Nebula after giving birth to Palpatine's biological son, Triclops.
Probably good that they didn't canonize that.
Yeah, he has Palpatine has plenty of sons in kids in the expanded universe because like he slept with loads of women and they all had his
Including
kids.
Sly
One of
Moore.
them's,
Oh my god! Yeah,
Yeah.
his son Trioculus actually has a third eye. in
Yeah,
the
what-
middle of his-
yeah,
of
what
his
you
head,
know
and he
about
becomes a supreme
Triclops?
slave. Yeah, supreme slave.
one of
lord
the,
Spice Mines of Castle.
One of his mistresses is a villain in one of the Bantam novels. I hate it. I think it's a terrible novel, but she's like a villain, and she had a son who's Palpatine's offspring, and he comes back in the New Jedi Order as well. In
He
a
declared
actually
himself
in a really
emperor,
interesting way.
Actually, this guy after Palpatine died, he declared himself emperor.
Nice.
Oh, this is
I
Jedi
wonder
Prince,
if-
isn't it? This is Jedi Prince,
Yeah.
I think.
I wonder if
Yeah,
he's
the-
the leader in the background of Heir of the Force of the books we're reading. Is he the hidden leader?
He was the one
Oh,
bringing back
yeah.
Palpatine, and he's
The
how
Jedi
Palpatine
Prince
returned.
was like the first kid series when the EU started off, and it did the exact same offspring of Palpatine.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he literally decided what's scarier than Palpatine. Palpatine with a third eye.
Triclops was first mentioned in The Glove of Darth Vader, which was this
Yeah,
kid's book.
which was the
I
first.
owned it as a kid. Like I don't
That's the
remember
Jedi
reading
Prince
it.
series.
I did read it. I just don't remember anything about it. But the glove of I had it because it's just Vader's glove on the cover.
Yeah, it's supposed to be pretty bad from what I've heard.
I don't remember reading it, which
Yeah.
probably is indicative of its quality because I remember vividly the Young Jedi Knights books, and I don't remember anything
Yeah.
about the Glove of Darth Vader. Yeah, but that's my pick, Sly Moore.
Yeah.
There's a good amount of
More
There's a-
interesting for her child, but still pretty interesting character.
yeah, true. But her child
Yeah.
isn't in Revenge. I couldn't pick that. I do remember that the action
No, no.
figure, that
Well, it
massive.
depends. If she is pregnant there, technically he is in the film.
That's
Yeah.
true. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah.
Okay, technically Triclops is in Revenge of
Yep.
the Sith. This is a revelation.
And I've just seen Sly Moore is mentioned in Darth Plagueis.
That's great.
Lucino
Nice.
will bring everything into his books.
Yeah.
Look, you can't get one over on the goat. Not now. I stopped listening to it for a while, but I'm about to get back on it because that episode's gonna be coming up. I'm gonna be listening specifically for Sly Moore now. I'm gonna be like, is Triclops in there or what? What are we doing? Where are we at?
Yeah.
All right, I guess we can move on to A New Hope. Jular, what you got?
Okay, so I had to go to Cantina, of course, it's where most of them are. But I went with Feltapern Travag, which is they get 1 second on screen.
Travag.
There's two aliens on screen, and they have been basically like romanced with each other by the fandom, so they're known as the lover aliens. He's the lover of Miyum Omif. So this guy's a tax collector and a bounty hunter. He does both. And he actually has a romantic short story written by Barbara Hambly called The Night
What?
Lily, The Lover's Tale, and it has an audio
That's crazy.
dramatization as well.
What the?
So Barbara wrote Children of the Jedi, which is
Yeah, but my least favorite Star Wars novel ever.
yeah. But maybe the romantic short story's better. You never know.
I've got to give it a go.
I was about to say, now I feel like I have to
can't
read
believe it's
it.
I've got to listen to this audio dramatization of it.
Please
Yeah.
link it to me,
Yeah.
because I have to listen to it.
Yeah, I've got to go find
Yeah.
that. But it's about this Feltapern Travag, and it's like they're both very
Wow.
ugly looking aliens.
I would look it up, but I can't.
Felty
I cannot spell whatever the fuck you're
Yeah,
saying.
no. Felty
I'll drop it in now.
Oh, I was actually close.
Oh, sorry, I should have actually just linked it, but rather than copying in. The
Yeah,
name,
and you've
but
put it in bold as well.
in bold as well.
Feltapern
It's
Travag.
But he
Key
is.
information.
Yeah.
Might want to pin it as well.
We'll do a special episode at the end
Oh,
of this
yes,
week
it's
specifically
from,
on this
on this,
audio
yeah.
drama.
Yeah, it's from
Yeah.
Tales from the Mos Eisley Cantina, which is like a whole book of stories.
That's
of
Legends,
different
right?
Characters from the Cantina, yeah.
Yeah, this is all legends. Yeah.
Yeah, there's stuff. There's Tom Veitch, Kathy Tyers, Timothy Zahn, Anne Crispin, Dave Wolverton, Barbara Hambly, Kevin J. Anderson, and his wife as well, who wrote Young Jedi Knights with him.
Wow. I bet
Loads
it's
of people
so
are
funny
writing
that
for
these
that.
guys got shipped together, and in the scene, like, there's nothing to show that they are like interested in each other other than they're looking at each other, and that was enough. They're like, okay, they love. Go.
Yeah,
Dude.
Barbara Hambly must have just looked at that and thought, wouldn't it be so funny if they were like the love story of Star Wars?
Yeah.
The profile picture face on Travag looks like me watching the sequel trilogy.
I don't even. How does it even work? Like, have you seen what his girlfriend looks like? Miyu Onif. Like, I
No,
don't
I'm
understand the
looking at this on my
logistics
phone
of
right
how
now.
how this happens. They are not similar species whatsoever.
What'd you say?
I don't know how it
Mimith
works in Star
Onif?
Wars, but I would say this is like a human being attracted to a fly in terms of level of how similar they are.
Yeah, what the fuck is this thing, dude? That is
Yeah.
so strange.
She's got is it a proguspis? Like the thing that comes out of a fly's like nose, like a really long like beak thing.
I thought it was just a beak.
It does look like it looks like. A
Oh
beak.
my
And
gosh!
then,
Look at the reshoot mask illustration. Did you see that? The hand drawn
Yeah.
one. That's insane. That's
Horrific.
terrifying. That's like a
Yeah,
horror
and then
movie creature.
My boy Feltapern kind of just looks like a normal guy but with two horns, really big red eyes. I just realized he looks high as fuck.
That's
He's
what
got,
I-
like, super bloodshot eyes.
That's what I was talking about with that was
Yeah.
me watching sequel trilogy. Just
Yeah. Oh, I love the cantina.
yeah.
The- Oh god, yeah. I just saw what you said. What the mask looks like. That is horrific.
That is, dude. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
George Lucas was wilding out on the cantina,
I
man.
think Barbara's more wild for being like that.
Yeah. All right,
Those
I-
are together.
I gotta listen to that. We should do a special episode just on that audio drama.
Well, I just read. Oh, sorry. I read in the lore. I guess this comes from the radio drama, and I'm really spoiled it for myself. So yeah, because she's like a fly creature, part of her mating ritual. She kills Travag afterwards, like after the reproductive
Wow.
act.
Gabriel, your reaction,
That's so
bro.
dark.
I'm
What
really
the hell?
surprised. Barbara Hambly's messed up.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What the hell?
She was
To be
like,
fair, Barbara Hambly is into weird love stories, considering she made Luke fall in love with a computer. So
Yeah.
something going on with her, man. Something going on. Oh, dude, that is fantastic. What?
Okay, Gabe, what's yours?
Yeah.
Also from the canteen.
yeah,
You have that's gonna be hard to
No,
top.
I decided to go against the cantina, and I was surprised because this was just something that always stuck out to me, and I thought, oh, I have to find out who this guy is. And I realized I've heard of this guy loads in the books. Immediately I was struggling to think of something, and then I thought of Princess Leia, and I always think about
Because
that guy
he
saying
pronounces it
Princess
Leah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I was
It's
worried you
Jan
picked
Dodonna.
mine for a second. That's Jan Dodonna?
yeah, Yeah, that's what I was shocked at. Yeah, so obviously,
I guess that's true,
General
because
of
he's in the
rebellion,
X-Wing games.
and then yeah, and he passes away before the Yuzhan Vong War, and they have a Corvette named Dodonna's Pride after him. So obviously, I read about Dodonna's Pride a lot. We all know, you know, you hear his name all the time, and he's in all sorts of stuff. But I had no idea he's the guy that says Leia.
The plans brought to us by Princess Leia. What's the pronunciation? So like Count Doku, George Lucas calls him Doku.
Yeah, and I always
George
think
never
of
really cared about pronunciation. And he
did.
always just
I always think
kind
of
hand waves it to be like, oh, it's different act.
Yeah.
I always think of
Supposed to be
Lando,
that,
Lando with Han, and say like, "Come on, my old buddy Han," because he always calls
Han.
him Han.
Because I always think Han Solo because of that. I've always called him.
But everyone
I think
else
most
calls
people
him
call
Han.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone calls him Han, but
Except
come on, old buddy
Lando.
Han.
Nah, I prefer Han. Lando's my man. I'm
Nah,
going with him.
it's
He's
got to
right.
be Han
Han.
Solo. That's a good pick. That's a good choice.
Yeah, really good pick.
When you were first describing, I started getting nervous that you had picked mine because that's what happened to me. I deliberately didn't want to do the cantina scene, so I
Yeah.
remembered a line that stuck with me, and I had to go find out who it was, which I guess we can segue into that.
Yeah.
My pick from Phantom Menace is Sean Childson. You guys know that?
No.
No.
Not surprising. There's not a whole lot of lore. Sean Childson.
Oh yeah.
He was the guy that said, "Where are you taking this thing?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I looked him up. I always remember this guy.
Yeah, all of his lore
He's in,
is just talking about his position on the Death Star. That's it.
he's
Yeah.
in the Rogue Squadron games.
Is he?
He's in Rogue Leader and Rebel Strike.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I haven't played
Apparently
this too.
appears in the cutscenes. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so good. Where are you taking this thing?
I guess I was just like, it's a shame he hasn't got more lore, but like, how could he? He dies. Like,
Yeah, all of
more
this
lore
stuff
he
is
goes
just
right.
all of this stuff is just
You could have,
describing
made
the
him
scene.
into like a tragic character. You know, like make him really, he didn't want to be in the Empire. You could make the death really sad with like real direct
Yeah.
retroactive law.
Yeah, talk about his role in the Clone Wars. That would have
Most
been
of his lore comes from the customizable card game, which I didn't even know was a thing.
I knew about the card game. I
Yeah,
like how it
based on
just
that is how we know he's considered a bully and an ardent believer of anti-alien policies.
They made him bad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
How
Yeah,
dare they make my imperial officer a bad guy?
yeah, that's not fair. Stop
Come on,
making
I
my
was
bad
rooting
guys
for him.
bad.
Yeah.
It's like those
I
thing
wanted a
where
redemption arc before he died.
it's like
Yeah, they
those
probably
things.
looked at him like, when he's like, "Oh, this thing," and thought, "Oh, he hates aliens."
I mean, that's
Yeah, but it's a correct assumption,
That
It's
is
the
the way he
correct assumption to
reacted.
go with,
yeah, that would be
Yeah.
the correct assumption. It's
I like that
Nah.
he's defined by that one single scene, and that he didn't like Chewbacca saw. His whole personality is he hates aliens.
Which-
There's nothing to his story but hating aliens.
if we want to be
I believe
fair.
He
That's
was the guy who closed the door when the stormtroopers were chasing Han and Chewie.
That's your
I believe he's the guy
headcanon?
who closed the door. Yeah, that's my headcanon. That was
Yeah.
his redemption arc.
to be honest, it's not very fair to assume that he is a speciesist because of that line. Because right before that, right after that, Leia calls Chewie a walking
Leia's like-
carpet,
yeah.
which would be a slur,
Just walking
right?
carpet.
But Leia might
Yeah.
also be speciesist. We've not
true.
established that she isn't.
That's
so.
true. A lot of the
Yeah.
books are her beefing with a Bothan, so
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
that's just the
I mean,
truth.
she was raised in that situation, right?
She was descended of Anakin Skywalker, who I don't know if he's a species.
Yeah.
He just kills he's just bad.
Yeah.
He says everything is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing
What's,
to talk
uh,
about with this guy. I just think it's fun. I thought his character was funny.
Especially like fearful of children, because I think we could definitely attribute that to Anakin.
Yeah. Yeah. He killed a
Yeah.
lot of not just the men, but the women and the children too. He's an equal opportunity murderer.
That's true.
I guess he doesn't have a prejudice. 'Cause
DEI
he'll
murder.
kill all.
Yeah, actually, he's the good best guy of all. All of the other stuff can be all the bad he does can be outweighed by the fact that he is zero prejudice. He will just kill you no matter what.
Yeah.
All right, we can move on to
So, episode
yeah.
5.
we can move on to
Empire now,
Empire.
So, my original pick I actually managed to pick the same one as Gabe. We managed to work this out, luckily, before the stream.
Yeah.
So I've gone with my honorable mention instead. But so my honorable mention is one of the most popular characters from Empire, and that is Wilro Hud. And he is the guy who was running with the ice cream mixer in Cloud City. When Cloud City's getting blown up. That's the only thing he saved from his apartment is his ice cream mixer, and he's running away
That's
with
the most important thing.
Yeah. So his background lore is just how he got a job on Cloud City, basically. And again, it's all from database.com before it became StarWars.com.
Dude, Cloud
Not a lot to
City.
go off,
Cloud City
other
is
than
such
he's,
a
like-
cool idea.
Yeah. Very popular for cosplayers because all you have to do is buy this ice cream mixer. You can get like I think you can get it off eBay, and then it's just like an orange jumpsuit and your sword. That's all you need.
One of the comments just said, "Yay, Wilro Hood mentioned." So we've
Yeah.
got a Wilro Hood stan here.
Would be
Yeah.
a fan.
Dude, I want like an
That's
entire book just set on Cloud City, or like I think there's a Young Jedi Knights book on Cloud City, so I'll probably get my wish later. But
Yeah.
I
one of
just want more.
Luke's, one of Luke's students in the Jedi Academy trilogy is a hermit who's like, he went into like a self-imposed exile on Cloud City, and he was like he was a prospector on Bespin, and he's a great character. I really liked him. Very underutilized.
Like if somebody asked me if I wanted to live anywhere in the Star Wars universe, Cloud City would be top 3, easy.
Yeah. Apparently, the ice cream maker is actually a computer main memory core.
I think
Of course.
I don't
It's
know,
an ice cream
I don't know why that's decided. Why he heads the department. I guess he's decided. That's
It
the
would have
main
been
thing
better
to
if
say.
they doubled down on it being ice cream.
That it's an
Like,
ice
he was
cream
like-
maker.
I wish they
He
had.
loves
That would
his
have
ice
been
cream
that would
maker.
have been way funnier if they'd been like, no, he's
Yeah.
escaping with his ice cream maker.
Yeah, that's his
They'd
most
have to call
important
it. They'd
thing.
have to call it something else because you can't call it. It couldn't be ice cream. It would have to be like some another name for ice.
Spice
Like I said,
cream.
no, they have
Spice cream.
spice cream.
Yeah,
Now
that's
he's a criminal like overlord as well. He's the main producer of spice cream.
the Lord just.
That's why he's taking it because that's how he gets all his money.
Yeah, that's how he
He's
affords
the
to live
machine.
on Cloud
Yeah.
City. It's got to be expensive. You see how nice that place is?
Yeah.
He's a dealer.
Mm-hmm.
You use spice cream to make death sticks.
Yeah. This is my canon.
All right, Gabe.
He actually has. Oh my god, he has loads of canon. I was looking at his legend screen. He has like a massive amount of canon lore about him.
That makes
Like
sense.
a ridiculous amount.
That's very up Disney's avenue to
Yeah.
like pick fan favorite
Yeah.
stuff from like cons and then focus in on
Mhm.
that.
so
it's
they,
like-
they have like that from a certain point of view series.
Oh yes,
about
yes,
that?
I'm interested in that.
Yeah, so it's like short stories based around every like I think original trilogy film. So Empire Strikes Back has like one, and so like he has a bunch of lore. He has an entire short story.
I think
Based around that.
on canon, it looks like it actually is some sort of like ice cream like make light machine because
Yeah.
it's talking about like he dreamed of having a Nectros freeze.
I think Disney actually Disney did double down. It is an ice cream maker. Disney lore.
Yeah, that is based from Disney.
Yeah, they called it a Camtano, and it makes Nectros freeze, which is the name for ice cream. There you go. So they had the exact same thought process we just had. Call it ice cream, guys. We've got to call it Nectros freeze.
It's like the Dear Steel
Well, he's
Transparent
in,
Steel thing we were
um,
talking about.
He appears in a comic.
Yeah. Actually, based on Disney, this is actually
I
good
I
Biggest.
I
their
affirm
biggest win.
Disney's decision. Yeah,
biggest win.
Disney's biggest W ever, canonizing the ice cream machine.
They have an entire section in his personality to be like how he was terrified of Darth Vader, and I'm like, I don't think that these are like.
I don't think that
needs
that's
to be pointed
unique to him.
out. Yeah, that's not a unique personality trait, is it?
I think probably everyone in Cloud City was terrified of Darth Vader.
He had a nightmare of Darth Vader while he tried to fall asleep on Cloud City, and I'm like, I'm not surprised. I think everyone who was on Cloud City at that point probably was in a similar way.
Yeah, he's scary.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Gabriel.
Should we go ahead with my
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, I picked Wedge Antilles' gunner in the Battle for Hoth, which is Wes Jansen, who he went on to fight at Endor. He joined Rogue Squadron. He became the first executive officer of Wraith Squadron. Helped fight Warlord Zinj. He came up with one of the funniest jokes in all of Star Wars, which was when they were recruiting new people for Wraith Squadron. He he tried to convince Wedge that the next guy that were going to come through the door was an Ewok, and Wedge obviously wouldn't believe him. And then a Gamorrean came through, and they have a Gamorrean on the squadron. But for the whole trilogy, and even in books afterwards, and even in the New Jedi Order, he never stops like bringing up this fake Ewok pilot that he almost convinced him that they had, and it never goes away. Yeah, he is so funny. He plays a major part in the Books of the Wraiths. And he fought against Thrawn, Yuuzhan Vong, Darth Caedus. This is a really, really big character in the books. And I love him. He's an incredible character. He's my favorite that I have discussed. And he is just like, he is barely in The Empire Strikes Back. Like, he is barely in it. But he became such a massive character.
He shoots
it's just like
the cable,
Wedge going like
the cable at the AT-AT, and then Wedge goes, "Good shot, Jansen," and that's it.
Good shot, Jensen.
Yeah.
And he went on to become hyper prominent. That's quintessential Glup Shitto. That is the Glup Shitto right there.
Based on like looking at his lore page, the amount of books and stuff he's in, he's essentially like a main character on par with like Han Solo kind of thing. Like that's the level he is.
Probably got as much coverage.
He is up there with like obviously in like the later X-Wing books, like Wedge is the main character, and West becomes like the side character. Like he is like really, really prominent.
That's a good pick.
It's like the pinnacle of like this whole Glup Shitto video, I guess, isn't it? It's like that's the pinnacle of it, of like one character who has no dialogue, and suddenly he becomes like the massive
all of the lore. Yeah. That's a good pick.
Nice.
Okay, I guess.
What's yours, Evan?
What's yours, Evan?
With all of these movies, there's certain scenes that you have to pick from where there's a bunch of obscure characters on the screen. So you like we were talking about, it's like either it's going to be the cantina or it's going to be. So when it comes to Empire Strikes Back, there's only a few instances of that, and one of them I couldn't turn down is the bounty hunter scene. So my pick is Forlom. Do you guys know Forlom?
That's like the most obscure of the bounty hunters as well.
Yeah, I've never.
I thought you were going to go I-88.
No.
I was like, that's kind of it's a bit of a cop out.
Forlom is a protocol.
Yeah,
he's a protocol droid who overwrote his own programming to embark on a life of crime. He's a bounty hunter, but he looks like C-3PO with like a fly head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he's pretty prominent in a lot of the bounty hunter books too. He's in comics. Yeah, he's got a ton of lore.
Yeah,
wow,
canon and legends as well.
Yeah,
he's a lot of the canon comic books. Yeah, the entire Bounty Hunter series, as you said. Dark droids. In the 2024
Yes,
run of Ewoks.
Yeah. I mean, there's
he actually has more canon lore than he has legends lore.
Really? I only looked at the Legends tab because the Bounty Hunter books. But oh wow, he does have a lot of canon
about
lore.
Equal actually. It's a lot of canon lore though, but yeah, it's about equal.
I'm
he
actually
gets, like super upgraded by the at some point based on some of the art.
Wow, I'm kind of shocked at how much canon lore they gave him.
Yeah,
I think he still has more legend
lore. Out of the Empire Strikes Back SNES game. Because you fight him in that, and so the picture they've captioned the picture as a false Forlom fights while on Cloud City, rather than be like, oh yeah, it was retconned. They're like, no, it wasn't actually him.
There's a lot of that actually. There's a lot of obscure characters that's like, oh, it looks like. I think that was something cast, Jodo cast for a while had to get retconned, just like impersonating Boba Fett. Yeah, there's actually too much lore for me to actually even talk about him. But he was part of the Bounty Hunter Wars. He and Boba Fett had some tension. I just thought it was funny that like it's like if C-3PO was deadly.
Basically, all of the bounty hunters kind of have they are quintessential of what we've been talking about. But that's the reason I didn't go for like I-88 because he's probably the most famous one, right?
IG-88, yeah.
If you think about it. IG-88, sorry.
And there's actually like 4 different IG-88s.
Boba Fett, other than being like so prominent, based on just his dialogue, he is more or less a Glup Shitto. Like he is like a background character.
He's the ultimate Glup Shitto.
Yeah, if he didn't look like how he did, like he would just be another background character you'd forget about. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's quintessential. Everyone, instead of like one guy being like, "That's my guy," everyone decided that's my guy. We're all gonna use him.
But the thing about Boba is he has so much more screen time. Like these bounty hunters are just in that one scene, but Boba chases the Falcon. Boba standing by Vader in the diner. Boba takes Han prisoner. Boba standing there when he gets tortured. IG-88 would have been a cop-out, but it would have been interesting as well because IG-88 has like 4 different iterations of himself in different bodies. You got like IG-88 A, B, C, D, and each of them has like the most insane things going on. Like one of them, the IG-88 head...
Wasn't he in Dark Forces too? Or was it just one that looked similar to him?
That was a different droid.
Okay.
He was in one of his iterations was in Shadows of the Empire. That might be what you're thinking of. He fought Dash on Ord Mantell, but one of the IG-88 iterations, his head is actually in the Death Star 2 core whenever it gets shot and blown up.
How?
I don't remember how. It's in one of the expanded universe novels, but one of IG-88's iterations has his head built into the core of the second Death Star.
It's like a required piece of the mechanism.
I don't remember why is the thing. I just that stuck with me because every time I watch Return of the Jedi, I'm like, oh, there goes IG-88. Well, one of him.
The entire time, it's not actually the Death Star or the Empire. It's IG-88 controlling it all.
This comment says another good one is 10 Granite. He pulled the lever that blew up Alderaan and was so guilt-ridden at Yavin, he fakes the standby hoping it'd be enough time for the rebels to win. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Cool.
That's cool. Yeah. I like that.
That his laws made to be like more prominent. That's like what I was joking about, right? Like the one closing the door just to save Han and so Chewie from the stormtroopers.
10 Green, it's like just kill us all, just blow us up, please.
Yeah. Okay, so for Return of the Jedi, I've picked, and this is kind of cheating because he's super prominent in Legends. Basically, all of his lore is Legends, and he wasn't in this film in Legends, but he has been canonized as being in this film by Disney. But Disney obviously don't canonize his Legends, but they also haven't retconned his Legends, and that is Satay Pastage from. He's in Plagueis. He's in like. He's a prominent character in Plagueis. You meet him for the first time in Plagueis. He is like Palpatine's like right-hand man, like one of his, basically Palpatine's like original. I don't want to say apprentice because I don't think he has dark side powers, but very prominent character, and he is.
Yeah, he helped Hussein Izard. He was like with Izard, in some of the X-wing stuff.
Yep. So you find
cool.
learn about him in Plagueis. He is like an assistant to the senator, and then obviously he grows from there. So he becomes like the chancellor's advisor. He's a part of the early empire. He becomes like Grand Vizier eventually. He actually crowns himself as emperor after Palpatine dies. So he's one of the first emperors.
He seems to be a pretty big character in the Rogue Squadron comics, and the place I've read him is in Mara Jade by the Emperor's Hand. He's in one of them. He seems like he was very important with Izard, and he's mentioned in the X-Wing books, but he's not. I think he must have died by that point.
I'm trying to figure out
a lot
what
of
scene this is from.
With the New Republic. He's one of the ones who opened up the initial diplomacy between the two.
What scene in the movie is this from?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, there's a screenshot on the canon page for Satay Pastage, and I have no idea what scene that is. He's noted as one of the black-robed figures that follows Palpatine.
Huh.
So I can only assume when Palpatine's walking on... When Palpatine comes to the new Death Star, he steps off his ship. I think he must be one of the guys behind him.
It also says he was in a deleted scene in Empire Strikes Back, too.
Oh, wow. I didn't know about that. But he was canonized by author Jason Fry. So Jason's worked on Star Wars stuff since 2003. He's one of the ones who's still working there at Disney Star Wars. And was it Gabriel U. Evan who said that he was one of the people trying to make The Last Jedi make sense, when he was doing the novelization.
Yeah, he writes the novel.
Yeah.
He inserts some pretty wild stuff, like Luke having dreams of having a wife and stuff like that. Probably because he worked on EU stuff prior to.
Yeah, so he knows what it could be like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that he's canonized him. He was also canonized in Tarkin, which was but that was being written when Disney bought the franchise. So it's kind of an EU book that's technically canon.
knowing Lucino, he was probably thinking of X-wing more than anything, you know, when
Yeah.
writing that in.
But I mean, he's used him for ages. He actually introduced the character to like his initial introduction to the series through Pelagius. It's pretty cool.
Oh, very
Yeah,
cool.
that is a class pick, Jular. I don't think I would have
Well,
ever.
I was highlighting all the because I've been reading Pelagius, the episodes coming up, and I was highlighting all the names, being like, "Oh, any of these names in the films," because that would be like the best pick. And yeah, this guy, I only just got to the chapter where he's introduced, and this guy is huge.
That's clutch.
Good timing.
Yeah.
Yeah, my pick is quite an obvious one. I feel like, but I did really struggle for Return of the Jedi.
I also struggled. It was the hardest one for me too.
Yeah, I went for Nien Noom.
Damn, that was mine.
Really?
Yeah. I started to get suspicious earlier.
We were wondering before the stream if there was gonna be any over.
Yeah. I was doing a bit of research about like his role in the EU, and it's quite interesting because he becomes the administrator of Kessel when Lando buys the spice mines of Kessel, and he does some great stuff. He replaces the slave labor with, you know, having actual employees, and like his species, because his species likes living underground, he hired people that liked living underground, so they won't mind.
He's a Celestian,
working
right?
in Kessel, yeah. And he fought with Lando in another Hambly book, which I did read, but I don't remember because I hated it. He defended Kessel against the Yuuzhan Vong, and after the Second Galactic Civil War, he was still the administrator of Kessel, and he would help Jaina and Lowbacker, and even helped out Ben Skywalker later on. So he did some pretty cool stuff in some of the like really, really later books.
Dang. Yeah, I'm kind of screwed here now because that was my pick and I didn't have a backup.
Have to go for Jabba's palace. That was the hardest thing with Jedi is trying to not do Jabba's palace.
Yeah, I didn't want to do
Yeah.
Jabba's palace either.
Place, right?
I felt like they were all way too obvious, you know. Like that's what I felt like when I was looking.
Because I could just cop out and be like
You're
Salacious
gonna go for
Crumb.
Salacious B. Crumb.
Or I could do Sice Noodles. We can do Sice Noodles. Because she pops off with Jedi rocks.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what she... Actually, they do. There's lyrics on geniuslyrics.com
The
for
caretaker for the
Jedi rocks.
Rancor has like a load of lore.
Malachi. He does, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna retroactively say that IG-88's head in the second Death Star is my pick. Whichever iteration that was.
Nice.
Yeah, how are we gonna do each of us honorable mentions? Are we gonna like go by person?
we just
person?
Yeah, we'll just do
Should we just
person.
mention them? I don't have that many.
I have a few.
I have a lot, but they're so obscure that it doesn't fucking matter because we'll just cut through them.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I've only got
have,
one. My main honorable mention was Wilro Hud, but I had to use him for Empire. So the only one I got left is obviously the ET aliens in Revenge of the Sith.
Somebody brought that up in
used
chat
more
earlier.
in the in the Galactic Chambers.
I had one interesting one, which was Aura Singh in the Phantom Menace. Aura Singh appears for like 1 second in the Phantom Menace.
Yeah,
Aura
on a
Singh,
cliff.
I didn't like her in the Clone Wars because they completely changed her.
In
Republic comics, she used to be a Jedi and she left the Order and she becomes like a Jedi killer basically. Like she hunts Jedi.
Way cooler.
Yeah, and she has a red lightsaber because she looks so cool. And I really enjoyed the stories with her in. And I honestly was looking through the Phantom Menace for something and I didn't even know she was in it. And I was like paused it. Oh my god, that's Aura Singh.
I knew she was in it.
I decided to go for Quinlan instead because I thought he was more interesting. But I still think Aura Singh is pretty interesting. The other two I had were more funny ones. One is in Revenge of the Sith, which is when Anakin and Obi-Wan are on the bridge in General Grievous's his ship. And that there's this part where when they shoot the glass and they suck Grievous out, there's this Numoidian sat on a chair who doesn't get up the entire fight, and he doesn't move when the glass is broken, and he doesn't get sucked out, and then at the end he just walks away. So I just named him Chad Numoidian because he is just like unbothered by everything. I couldn't find anything about him. And my final one, which just I almost picked him for A New Hope, but I decided not to go into him. It's the angry guy that argues with Luke when they're planning.
The death sentence.
Death Star stuff. Yeah, because when they're gonna when they're gonna go, when they're planning the Death Star run, basically.
I was wrong. Okay.
Yeah, he just argues with Luke on everything, and Luke is like, I'm right at home. I just like that guy because he just seems to like be furious with Luke for some reason. Like he just is like this idiot.
Can you imagine like a 16-year-old kid coming in here and he's now like the new Chad pilot, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Where did this
yeah.
guy
You've
come
been a
from?
pilot for you've been with the rebellion for years, and this guy's coming in saying that I used to do that at home.
Someone joining the Formula One team, it's like, oh, I whip around a Honda Civic all the time in the car park. I can do this. And you're like, no, you can't.
And then he does it. That's got to be the most frustrating thing.
Yeah.
Man,
that guy probably died, to be fair, in the on the Death Star run.
Oh yeah, he's dead for sure.
Yeah.
All of those are great picks, man. For Aura Singh, I wanted to shout out. I also had an Aura Singh action figure as well, and she came with like that long blaster she uses as a Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
And Aura Singh is one of the antagonists in the Game Boy Advance game Star Wars: The New Droid Army. Anakin goes to Tatooine and gets abducted by her and has to fight her over the Sarlacc pit.
Wow.
Nice. Isn't that the one that's kind of like a Diablo clone?
It
like
is.
An ARPG kind of thing?
It is.
Oh, nice.
Oh yes, I am.
It's the actual
I forgot to
best
mention,
Star Wars GBA game.
with Aura Singh, she lives really long and comes back in Legacy of the Force. She's hired to kill Tenel Ka in Legacy of the Force.
That's funny.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she doesn't succeed, obviously, but
No. She got killed off screen by Disney.
Aura
yeah,
Singh.
her career spanned over 8 decades.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
She was
I
another
guess it...
quintessential Glup Shitto because she shows up in Phantom Menace
Yeah.
for like a panel, and everybody's like, "Her, we're gonna pick her."
Yeah.
Yeah.
On both. I mean, she comes back. She's like really prominent in the Clone Wars, like the Disney series, and then she gets killed off screen in Solo because we just learned that Woody Harrelson's character apparently killed her. That's all we know.
Wow, that's such a thing to throw out there.
Yeah, it's literally like Lando. He just says,
in-
"You're Tobias Beckett. You killed Aura Singh." And I
Wow,
was like,
that's
okay.
so sad though,
Just
'cause, like-
drop it like that, innit?
She's so much worse in the Clone Wars. Like she doesn't use a lightsaber or anything, but in Republic, she fights she can fight Aayla Secura. Like,
Yeah, that was some
trained by
kid's favorite
Quinlan,
character from Clone Wars as well. Imagine that's like your favorite character from the TV show, and then it's suddenly like, hey, you killed her. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, off screen.
I
That
guess.
is quite
The Clone Wars and its
It's
consequences.
It's a weird thing to have they brought back in Solo for a throwaway line.
Yeah, to kill off screen. That is crazy.
To be fair, that movie went through so many rewrites that they were just like, go pick somebody that the fans would know that this guy killed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. Just to try and make him sound like more important, I guess.
I imagine that's probably what happened.
That's that is what Boba Fett exists for. Like that's what we always joke, right? Like, see, Boba Fett exists in canon, or in Legends and in canon actually, just so he can be brought back to be defeated. To be like, look, this guy's actually really good because he beat Boba Fett. And I'm like, yeah, but if everyone beats Boba Fett, how good is Boba Fett?
Yeah, literally, Boba Fett.
Everyone beats him.
You have to go like NJO, like Legacy of the Force before you get to like badass Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even then, you can tell like
when he's like training Jaina and stuff.
Yeah, I think there's a bit where he fights Kaidos and Travis writes it, and you can tell she is so annoyed that she can't have Boba Fett win. She's trying, but you can tell she's thinking, I can't do it. You can tell she's annoyed.
Yeah.
No,
Whereas, like
Boba Fett.
non-force sensitive Kyle Katarn just like completely destroys him on Coruscant.
Yeah.
To be fair, Dark Forces was really stretching the believability of its own canon in some of those missions.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were lucky that they gave him force powers later so they could retcon why Kyle Katarn was so
Yeah.
good.
Mission 1, Kyle Katarn infiltrates a secret Imperial base and steals the actual Death Star plans.
Yeah. On
And
his
he,
own.
and he punches Kell Dragons to death. Like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I've got a few honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not fair. I've got 3, mainly just because I ran out of time, and they're all from the Phantom Menace because I ran out of time. Two of them are obvious. My number one honorable mention is Rats Tyrell, who is the little critter that dies in the pod race where he's looking behind him. He looks in front of him and sees the rock. It goes, it explodes. Because
He looks like such a nice little guy.
there's a
Rats
deleted
Tyrell.
scene from The Phantom Menace that's almost complete with its CGI of Rats Tyrell looking to his wife with like 3 little babies and waving bye to them right before the pod race. And then he
Oh
dies
my
in the
God.
pod race. And it
You
just
could
makes everything
tell-
way darker.
George Lucas would have found that so funny. Like that is like he would have thought like this is just. I can just imagine him saying like, "And what if we put like his family in? So this guy dies in front of his wife and kids."
I think that's probably what he was talking about when he said I may have gone too
Yeah.
far in a few places. I think he saw that and was
Yeah.
like, I should probably take that out. That's pretty dark for this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
But the deleted scene is on YouTube. You can go watch Rats Tyrell wave goodbye to his family right before he dies.
Crazy.
The other,
I've got.
wait, no, go ahead.
I just realized I had another one, and it's Beedo, which is Greedo's cousin. So Beedo was in Jabba's employ in Return of the Jedi, and I only just remembered about him because Beedo has like no lore in Legends, but in canon they did the thing I was talking about where they bring Jar Jar back in the background. Beedo was always there with Greedo. Like he was there in a New Hope off screen. Like Greedo was in the other room, and then there was Beedo Beedo was in the other room. Like he was just always there like off screen.
That's so dumb.
I don't know why Disney's decided to do that. But
It's
yeah.
funny you bring that up because my third honorable mention was Greedo, but not Greedo from A New Hope. Greedo from The Phantom Menace.
Oh, Kid Greedo.
Okay.
Do you know where?
Yeah.
Isn't he
Is he one of
Anakin's
Anakin's,
friends?
like,
Or
friends?
Annie's buddies, really, isn't he?
Yeah, Anakin beats him up in The Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
And the reason I bring that up is because when I learned that, I must have been like 17 or 18 years old. Well, no, I was probably like 20 or 21 because my roommate was like watching The Phantom Menace. He was like, that's Greedo, right? And I thought he was making fun of me because not maliciously, because we jabbed at each other because we both loved Star Wars. But I thought because I like Glup Shitto characters, so I thought he was making fun of me. I was like, yeah, sure, yeah, that's Greedo. He's like, no, it actually literally is. I'm like, what? No, it's not. There's no way. That's Kid Greedo in The Phantom Menace. And I went and looked it up, and it was Kid Greedo, and I thought it was the dumbest thing I'd ever seen, even by Star Wars standards, that Greedo was the kid Anakin beat up in The Phantom Menace.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's one of the dumbest decisions George ever made. He was like, oh, it's Greedo because,
What if we put Greedo in?
he's fighting a Rodian, and Greedo is the
It doesn't
Rodian.
even make sense because they're not from. I guess, but they're not from Tatooine.
I guess Greedo was from
They're
Tatooine.
From Rhodia.
I guess Greedo
But
was
in
born
lore,
on Tatooine.
He's from Rhodia. So at what point did they go to Tatooine?
Could have been born. His Greedo parents. could
Maybe
have,
he was-
I don't know
It
his
said,
species.
yeah, he relocated during his youth to the desert planet of Tatooine, and that's all they say. Yeah.
Oh, perfect place to move.
And what's even,
No.
yeah. And
Let's get a
they're
nice-
native to a
let's get
swamp
a-
planet, and they're like, let's go to the driest place
Yeah.
we can.
Let's say,
think.
let's get a nicer place. We're raising a family. We
Yeah.
get, we've got kids. Let's move somewhere a bit nicer. Let's move to Tatooine.
let's move to Mos
Yeah.
Espa and Tatooine. That's another thing. Mos Espa and Mos Eisley
And
are
then-
like a ways away from each other.
And who should that kid be friends with? Let's go with slaves. Let's let them hang out with the slaves.
But he's wearing the slave garments though.
Oh yeah, he is. It doesn't even mention that he was a. It doesn't mention his law anywhere that he was a slave.
He was just trying to fit in.
Yeah. Yeah, that was part of him bullying Anakin, was that he'd just wear the clothes. Just to be like, look,
Yeah.
I can wear it too, but I'm not a slave.
That's one of those lore tidbits that I don't let that slide. There's no that's dumb. Making that
Yeah.
Rodian Greedo is stupid.
Oh, so the Rhodian that they made Beedo was, when they brought back that deleted scene with Jabba, Greedo's in the background, but obviously
Yeah,
Greedo's already
yeah.
dead. So that's where Beedo came from. They were like, oh fuck,
They
Greedo's
could
in
have
the
just
scene.
had
Okay,
him.
it's Beedo.
He doesn't need to be like his brother. He could have just been
I
a
know.
guy of the same species.
Why does he have to be related? Yeah.
Because George does that all the time. Like all of the
Yeah.
critters and creatures have something to do with each other, but the galaxy is unfathomably large, and it's just not possible. Law of averages is not possible.
It's the same how so many of the planets have one biome.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Desert planet. Yeah.
It's just
Hoth
yeah,
is
he's
an
not
ice
a
planet.
Is desert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
And then you get Naboo,
gosh.
which is like it's got all the biomes.
And
Like
There's
some planets, I guess, make sense and others don't.
There are some, like crazy lore stuff like that just like is totally diabolical. I think I mentioned before in the novel Darksaber, Luke goes back to Hoth and fights the same Wampa that he fought in Empire Strikes Back, which is like, come on, are you kidding me? Like,
Yeah.
how on earth does he get in the same place on this planet and then fight the same Wampa?
No, that Wampa was
like a
tracking him
step,
down.
yeah.
He's trying to get his arm back.
You
I
know,
wanted him to turn up with a droid arm. He's equipped. He's ready to go.
He's
You
been
get-
repaired by
Yeah.
resurrected Palpatine.
you guys brought up Naboo as being the normal planet, but actually, canonically speaking, Naboo is the single most abnormal planet in the Star Wars universe because they go through the planet core and it's just a cave system. So the lore had to like work its ass off to explain why Naboo has a hollow core because it makes no sense.
Is that where all the crystals are, I guess, for in Plagius?
I'm not sure. I guess it has to be. But did you guys ever see that 12-hour video like breakdown on the Phantom Menace by the Bread Circus? Yeah.
Did they break down like the whole?
Yeah.
Naboo
Yeah.
lore
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've watched the whole thing. I've watched all 12 hours of it. I'm friends with those guys actually. But in that video, there's like an hour and a half dedicated to just explaining not only why it's so dumb and abnormal that they go through Naboo's planet core, how that can't happen. They have to explain that in the lore, Naboo is a hyper specific, super ultra special planet that has a hollow core, just to explain why they can go through the planet's core to get to the other side.
I didn't consider that with the submarine.
What's it
I
called?
always just considered
Bongo?
it was. I guess because if you look at Naboo's service, like I just always assumed they were just going along the sea. But I don't know what Naboo's surface looks like.
No, they swim. They fly through the planet's core,
Wow.
and they go to the other side of the planet. Like Theed and Otto Gunga are like on the other side of the planet from each other.
Why? Who came up with with doing that? Because I don't remember that being in the. Who was the lore writer who decided? Yeah, that's what they did.
Boss Ness tells them they have to go through the planet core in the movie.
Oh, does he? Oh, I must have forgot that one.
Yeah, he says if you want to get to Theed,
that's
you have
so
to go
silly.
through the planet core.
Wow.
And then Jar Jar makes a big deal of it. He's like, no, we said no, go through the core. The core is this. The core is that. There's multiple
You
lines
like
of
this shit,
dialogue.
George, but you probably. Shouldn't. Yeah, what was he thinking when he came up with that?
All of this shit,
I mean, he goes.
they had to
He
come
doesn't
up
care
with
about
it.
the sci-fi of his
No.
space fantasy universe. It
he
is space
doesn't.
fantasy.
All of that
He
stuff
just
had to
likes it to look cool, yeah.
that had to be
Yeah.
come up with to explain George deciding to have it be said in the movie that they're
He
going through
wanted
the
to-
planet's core.
Yeah, he wanted to do Descent under the Mountain. He just decided, yeah, fuck it.
He just wanted his
Massive
Mariana's
colorful.
Trench scene, is all. He wanted his big monsters. Oh, they're going to go through the planet core to get to the other side.
Could have just said they're gonna go underwater along the ocean. He didn't have to go through the core.
And the problem is that he emphasizes it because in the movie it like zooms in on Boss Nat's face and he goes, the planet core. It's like he wants you to know specifically that they're going through the core.
He's proud of it.
Yeah. This is a really good idea.
Well, I really like this idea. It works really well when you think about the logistics of the.
How does it? Oh, it rhymes with the Death Star because the Death Star fires lasers from its core. I get it.
Is that what it says?
No, I'm just thinking.
just
How
made
does
that
it
up.
rhyme with the OT? Because everything has to rhyme. Like, what is the core rhyming with? It rhymes with Death Star. It must be. Or is it? Does it rhyme with Alderaan? Because Alderaan gets blown up and you can see the inside and the core is expanded.
Yeah. Hang on, I gotta look this up with the Naboo core thing because the explanation is so obnoxious.
Yeah.
The planet had an unusual plasma core, and its surface was a largely unspoiled world with large plains, swamps, and seas. A plasmic molten outer core surrounded an inner core believed to be composed primarily of nickel-iron alloy. Much of the it's
So,
like
yeah, I'm reading that on the Disney lore. So the Disney lore basically says it's basically saying, the Gungans are actually really stupid. It's not the core. It's the outer core. It's trying to say like, oh no, it's a normal planet. It has in the middle.
okay, yeah, the Legends explanation
kind
is
of
completely different.
Yeah.
If you look at that, it says much of it's got plasmic magma seethes and bubbles from the center of the planet, carving labyrinths of winding tunnels and caverns similar to lava tubes of traditional magma flow. Much of these abyssal labyrinths were submerged in great underground oceans so deep that they went right through the planet, which were home to immense aquatic animals and creatures.
In Disney lore, the Gungans built them. The Gungans dug too deep. The Gungans were like dwarfs. They dug too deep and they unleashed the beasts in the sea.
Yeah, so very different
This is some, like,
explanations.
mythic type shit.
Yeah.
Which explanation do you guys prefer?
The Great Gungan
I like
Beast
the idea
War.
of Gungans being dwarves and that the beasts are like, Lord of the
I like
Rings.
the idea that they've awoken some like mythic beast that they had to fight,
Yeah.
like it really far in the past that they defeated. You know what? You know how they did it? Gungan Jedi, like ancient
Yeah.
Gungan Jedi defeated the beast.
Using the Saforsa?
Yeah. Yeah. It just says the native Gungans built their homes in the waters of the Naboo so deep that they went right through the planet, which they rarely ventured into the core, fearing the ravenous sea beasts that they unleashed.
But what were the sea beasts eating down there? Each other? How did they get down there?
That's why I guess Gabe was saying it's like it's a mythological creature, It doesn't
Yeah.
even make sense.
It makes no sense. That makes less sense
was
than the
probably
Legends
just-
version.
Probably just living in a trench on the other side, and they just dug through to the trench.
Yeah, because in the Legends version, they were just migrated down there because those tunnels just existed from the plasma core.
Yeah.
I like the idea of
I
them
guess
being like
Disney
lava tunnels.
Disney gave the Gungans a bit more to do. But I guess that's kind of
Yeah.
cool.
They didn't need any more to do. We already had the RTS game where they go and colonize a moon. They go and colonize one of Naboo's moons.
Sure.
I forget what that's called. Something. It's one of those educational games from Lucas Learning. You remember that?
No, I don't.
No,
But I guess does that say that Gungans are actually about as advanced? Actually, they're slightly still more advanced than humans currently, like our humans, because they've got the moon colonization. We're not quite there yet.
I think the idea, because that takes place after Phantom Menace. I think the idea is that the Naboo royal palace was helping them do that, so they'd have their own home. What was the name of that game? Because George put out a sub company for LucasArts called Lucas Learning, where all they did was make educational games in the Star Wars universe, and they made 9 of them. And one of them was a little RTS like kingdom builder game where you like colonized a moon as Gungans. I cannot remember the name of that
Gungan
game.
Frontier.
Yep, that's it. That's the one.
Wow.
And there were 8 others, but they were less sophisticated than
They
that.
won a bunch of awards, but obviously they're all like best learning game and stuff, so they're not exactly
Yeah.
the pinnacle.
They made 9 games and then went under.
How can you go under making Star Wars games?
I guess.
Oh, because the last one
Well,
was Super
say,
Bombard
yeah.
Racing. Never mind, I get it. The
And,
last
you
game
know,
was
say-
Super. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
So now, have you seen all the stuff with the like Eclipse devs going on strike to try?
I have seen
Yeah,
that.
get the game finished. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is so unfortunate. That game's been in development for like
Yeah.
7 years or something.
Mm.
Like, didn't it start development like 2019 or 2018 or something like
they-
that?
Yeah, and they announced
Yeah.
it so long ago.
Like, even Detroit Become Human only took like 3 years.
Yeah. I guess Lucas Learning is like the first casualty of Phantom Menace not performing as well as people wanted with fans.
I
'Cause
think
it,
that
it shut down in 2001.
Yeah,
Didn't
I
even
think
make
that's
it.
probably the case. I think
Almost.
I think a lot of what Lucas was doing was hinging on Phantom Menace being like very, very popular.
Yeah.
And when it didn't pop off like he wanted, he had to kind of pull. Which Phantom Menace still had the most tie-in material of like any movie
Oh,
ever.
it still made a profit, but I think he was expecting a bit bigger than it got.
It's a shame because I think we like the Clone Wars and stuff, but there's something really interesting about seeing George's prequel world before war. Like I find that period of time really interesting.
That's one of the reasons Cloak of Deception is my favorite book, is because it's right before the Phantom Menace. It's got all of that like Phantom Menace charm. It's got like Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon like going on adventures. It's really the best.
Yeah. No wonder you're enjoying Plagueis.
It's got quite a bit
it's like
of
the epitome
Senate
of that
stuff.
period.
Because it's got quite a bit of Senate stuff in it. I guess it's almost like an unintentional sequel to Plagueis as well.
I think it came way before Plagueis though. Like canonically, it would be. It would be a sequel to Plagueis.
Like in the timeline, in the timeline.
I think if you read Plagueis and then read Cloak of Deception, they would feel like connected completely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the way that like Plagueis, very on purpose, Lucino took so much from all the books around it. Like it even ties into Shadowhunter and the 2000 Maul comic and stuff like that. And that when you read, you'll notice like that stuff is happening in the background, and he'll make little remarks that like if you're not like paying really close attention, I remember reading it and like I swear at some point Maul goes off to do something and I realized, oh, that is the comic that we covered. Like that is what is happening then. And there's just really cool stuff like that he's not being overbearing by saying exactly what happens, but he's giving you the little hints for us fans that know the stuff that it's just really exciting. That's why I love this.
That's what made it so rewarding to read like that era of expanded universe stuff, is because all you could like pick things up. What I would say is that Cloak of Deception and Plagueis feel like the light side and dark side, like explanations of what's going on right before the Phantom Menace. So if like the Cloak of Deception is like, this is the Jedi's perspective on the events leading up, and then if you read Plagueis, it's like this was the Sith's perspective and what was going on. So it's really, those are probably, if I was to recommend 2 EU books, those would be 2 of the top ones I'd recommend together as a duo.
Yeah.
I can't wait to read.
I'm no
Cloak.
surprise
I
that both
love to.
Lucino.
I love Cloak of Deception, dude. It's so good. I guess we wrapped up all our Glup Shitto characters. We can probably call it a shorter episode.
Should we reveal what we're going to be covering next episode?
Yeah,
Is
but
it the comic next,
Yeah.
and then the novel. Yeah.
I gotta get
So
back
we're
on
doing,
Plagueis.
A bunch of comics, essentially
Yeah,
the original Knights of the Old Republic line.
Tales of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's
before
So we're gonna be
I'm a
Ulick.
massive fan of KOTOR, but I've never actually read the surrounding lore for KOTOR outside of the games.
Yeah, so it's very it's gonna be meeting Ulick Kaldroma, Nomi Sunrider, Freedom Nad, all very important Old Republic characters and stories. It's something special. I've already read the issues we're going to be covering, so I'll save my thoughts for the episode, of course. But
okay.
it's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, the first one's the Beast Wars of Onderon, which I'm excited for.
Yeah, I'm excited to
You
dive
hear
into
so
those.
much about like these things in the game, so it's like
Yeah,
to
Onderon,
actually
and you get
see where it all started.
Yeah, there's a lot. When I was reading it out, there's a lot of like KOTOR stuff. I think you guys are going to like. So yeah.
Well, we can talk more about this during the comic episode, but we can briefly. I'll just ask you guys. You think the KOTOR remake is going to happen?
There's a chance.
The Saber Interactive one, I don't know.
Yeah, I go back and forth. Like every now and then we get a bit of new info, and I think, oh, it might be happening. But then
I sent a few weeks ago, right? One of the voice actresses. I mean, she's only going off that. She said at a Comic-Con in London, I think it was, that you should be excited for what might be happening with a KOTOR remake. But that all that could be is that she's either been brought in at some point to do VO, or they licensed her voice lines from the previous game again, and that's all she knows. I doubt she has a date. I doubt she even knows if it's currently in development. She might be brought in 2 years ago, for all we know.
True.
And she wouldn't be aware if they've just decided to shelve it after that.
Yeah.
It's such a massive project. That'd be something to shelve. What about Eclipse? Like, that game's been in development forever.
That sounds like it's gonna get cancelled.
That would
It
suck.
does not seem like it's gotten very far.
I feel like that studio's gonna get closed. I won't be surprised.
Amid all these layoffs and closures, I think Quantic Dream might be on the chopping block. I know that the publisher made them put out that hero shooter, which is insane, asking Quantic Dream to do a multiplayer game. That makes no sense.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
And I know that they were like, the publisher was hinging on like, if this game performs, we'll keep funding Eclipse. And that game did not do well at all. But Quantic Dream's like, this isn't what we do. You went to a baker and asked for stir fry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just a shame.
Publishers don't get that though. Publishers just see like, you make games, all games are the same. Go with
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
They probably asked David Cage, just like, how much AI can you incorporate to speed this up?
Yeah.
And when they'd watch them making it and say, like, can you do this with AI instead?
It's like, what do we
do? Do it.
It's like,
Do
we have
it.
all these
Yeah, do
crew
it.
members. Can we maybe like lay some? You just use like AI. Get AI to write some of this code. What do we need all these people for? Do it.
Yeah. Yeah. See, you're hiring 200 people. How could you do with maybe one? 200 tokens. We're doing 200
If you-
tokens a day.
If
Would
you
be
argue
able to
back,
replace
it
them
will.
all?
If you argue back, it'll be none.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, you need this much money and this many people to make this, dude. Best I can do is like a subscription to Claude AI. Good luck, man.
And what you just said there, Gabe, reminded me. I think it was one of the managers or game directors at BioWare, where he was like, it was put on his shoulders, being like, if this game fails, like everyone loses their job, and it's because of you. Like that's what he was told
Wow.
from a publisher, and
insane.
that's like, that's fucked. Like, and obviously he got super stressed from that. But you can't can't just be like, oh, it's because of you, is why this all failed.
That's insane.
Even though I guess that might be somewhat right if you're the game director, but still.
I mean, it does fall on you to a large degree. Like if you
Yeah, but it's
if-
almost like he knew that going into it, so you don't have to, lay it on, do you?
Yeah, what it comes across as is the publisher saying, we do not have your back. You make us money
Yeah.
or we will
Yeah.
throw you under the bus, which is like when you go into it, you're like, I understand that I'm responsible for this, but it's different if you're like, well, the publisher believes in the stream and like we're working together and we're going to make it work, as opposed to you figure out how to make it work or everything's going to get fucked. The atmosphere same scenario, but the atmosphere surrounding it completely changes the reaction.
Yeah. All right, we
Yeah, I
ready
think
to
we've-
wrap it up then?
All right,
Yeah,
guys.
wrap-
Yeah, that's
we've
it.
got everything.
That was our episode on who's the best Glup Shitto. The last thing I'll say is, did you guys have a single standout favorite from everyone we talked about?
Well, it's different because there's funny,
Yeah.
and then there's who do you actually like really
Mm-hmm.
care about? For
I
funny,
I like Wes Johnson because of how prominent he is in the post.
He's
OT
my-
rule.
as a serious favorite, Wes is my favorite. I love Wes anyway, but I've got to go with Okie Dokes. Smokes.
Yeah.
I might have to go with Okie Dokes as well, but I think I'm inclined towards GLR. What was your Attack of the Clones pick again? Was that Okie Dokes the Smokes?
That is Okie Dokes. Yeah, Okie Dokes are Smokes. Yeah.
One of you had a prequel pick,
I
and
had
I don't
Death
remember.
Sticks, I
No, that wasn't it.
went for-
What was your Phantom Menace pick, Jular?
Deepa Palabi, Mace Windu's apprentice.
I do love that character. That she is
Yeah.
cool. I think I got to go with the forearm tentacle guy from Phantom Menace that I picked. I think he's probably my favorite because he's
Yeah.
selling boards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, I like Gold Guy. Yeah, he's good.
Gorg guy is my favorite, and then your favorite is
Yeah.
Wes Jansen. Jular, Gabe, did you pick?
The
Smokes?
Wes Jansen or Okie
Okie
Dokes.
Dokes.
Okie doke. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's our favorites, everybody. I'm not gonna do an outro. Everybody have a blessed day. Go do something productive with your time, and we will see you in the next episode where we talk about the comic book series. What's it called? The Old Republic something?
Tales of the Jedi.
Tales of the Jedi.
The first.